What's happening, my fellow wrestling fans? It's DJ here once again, and I know this video is super late. I had a crazy day yesterday. Went out to eat with the fam. Saw my little nephew for the first time. Had my son all day again. My son would not let me be great. He in there in the next room, knocked out right now, so I'm gonna try to do this video faster than I did yesterday, just in case he wake up and I gotta go and get him. And I don't feel like editing and none of that stuff, so let's get to it, man. Night 2, SummerSlam 2025 review. Let's get it. First match, we had the women's world title. You got Naomi as the champion. You got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky as the challengers. And I'm loving this heel turn from Naomi. I'm loving this new character. She finally getting her flowers, all of that. And what I thought should happen was Naomi retaining, because I just feel like you need a heel versus Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris, because the winner of this match is going to face her. So I just couldn't see, it any other way. And plus, I like Naomi and Stephanie's interactions so far. And plus, I just felt like it was way too soon to be ending Naomi's title reign, because she is on fire right now. And ever since she turned heel, she's been on fire. So what I thought should happen was Naomi winning. What happened was Naomi winning. So I was happy. And I had a feeling that night 2 would be better than night 1. I gave night 1 a D in my review the other day, and I'm standing by that. And this is definitely going to be way better than a D. But Naomi wins, retains the Women's World Championship. Great match. I have no complaints. Naomi looked like a strong champion, not just a little chicken shit, cowardly heel. She was dominating the match for the most part. And, you might say, like the end was like, oh, she stole the win from Rhea, but that was just her being smart. You know what I'm saying? She was getting jumped. They was double teaming her. And she still came out on top. Didn't need to cheat or do no low blow or not low blow, because, they women, but no outside interference and none of that. So she won. Great match. Was it as great as the triple threat women's world title match at Mania? No, because I feel like it started out a little slow, and there was some spots where they were kind of like waiting for the person to hit them, and it didn't, at times it didn't flow how it should have just flowed. But it was still a great match. I don't have no complaints about it. It was a great match. The next match, you got the TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. You had the Wyatt Six, which was the champions. You had the Street Profits. You had Andrade and Rey Fenix. You had Fraxium. You had the Motor City Machine Guns. You had DIY. Great match. I had a feeling it was going to be a great match, and all these boys wanted to show and prove why they should have been on WrestleMania instead of on just a random episode of SmackDown. Great, great, great match. Like, the bumps was sick when they was doing all the table spots, and and then they had the women get involved, and it was crazy, man. The women took some sick bumps. Candice LeRae took that bump off the ladder, and I'm just like, ooh, I hope her elbow ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just was like, she took it like a G. She took it like a straight trooper. It was incredible, man. The only bad thing about the match was that, Street Profits had messed up a spot where, they was trying to put, I believe it was a guy from the Wyatt Six. They was trying to throw him so that he could land back first on the ladder. They messed it up a little bit. They did it again. They got it right. That's just me nitpicking. I always look for perfection in matches and clunky spots and, botches. And I just always look for that. I'm glad that, I don't see it when I don't see it. But when I see it, I don't ignore it. But great match. I don't have no complaints. So, it's 2 for 2 so far for great matches to me. I felt like the Wyatt Six should have won, and I felt like they were going to win. I feel like it was the right decision that they did win. So, I'm 2 for 2 in my predictions on night 2 so far, and 2 for 2 on who I thought should have won Not just who I think was going to win, but who I thought should have won. So, third match, you got Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I used to be a big Becky fan, but I'm not because, she keep bad company, a.k.a. her husband. But I digress. Becky is a good heel, though. I like her as a heel. She's doing great work, and what I thought should happen is I'm like, yeah, she still got a little more life left in this title run. I don't really necessarily want to see it end. I didn't really want to see Lyra lose again, but I felt like it was necessary for her to lose again because I feel like Becky and Bayley really should be the ones that's feuding, one-on-one without Lyra involved, because Becky cost Bayley a WrestleMania spot and a WrestleMania moment and a potential tag team championship victory on the grandest stage of them all, on granddaddy of them all. So I do want to see Becky and Bayley feud, and I felt like the right thing was for Becky to win, and she did win. And I got a major complaint on this match. I be nitpicking. I be looking for perfection in matches, and I be looking for botches. So it was a spot where Lyra accidentally broke free of the zip ties that was restricting her hands throughout a good portion of the match. And then once she realized it, she hurried up and put it back together and fixed it like we didn't see it. And I'm just like, no, she should have just communicated to Becky zip tie my hands back. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just doing it like we all didn't see it. Because even Michael Cole, who I can't stand Michael Cole, literally 99 times out of 100, when I listen to him talk, he botches and he says the wrong thing, or he's just completely misinformed, and they got the nerve to call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That dude's a joke. Good old JR, Jim Ross, is the greatest wrestling commentator of all time. And Michael Cole can't even lace his freaking boots. He couldn't even button up his freaking shirt. But I digress. I hated that the zip tie spot. But other than that, it was a good match. That just kind of took me out of the match a little bit. It wasn't any botches other than that. Great match other than that, but that kind of took it down for me. I'm like, no, I can't act like I didn't see it. And I was rewinding it, and I'm like, I can't even, because sometimes the wrestling fan in me, my mind wants to keep kayfabe alive and pretend what I'm watching is 100% real and it's not scripted. And sometimes when I see stuff, I kind of look away, even if it's just me watching it, no, I wasn't supposed to see that. Or, oh, dang, were they talking and communicating? Oh, I wasn't supposed to see that. I couldn't pretend like I didn't see that. It was as obvious as day that her hand broke free, and then she put her hand back together, and then she zip tied herself back. I'm like, no. But other than that, decent match. The right person won. Yeah. So next you got Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the WWE United States Championship. I'm a big Jacob Fatu guy. That's my guy. I love Jacob Fatu. It was a decent match. A little shorter than I expected, and I just thought it was gonna be damn near a bloodbath. This is the second match in their feud. As much as Jacob is my guy, I did feel like Solo should have won here. And he did win, not because I'm a Solo fan, but just because he got all those people in his corner, them MFTs. And, if y'all trying to build this stable, then, you can't have him losing the title already. Hopefully it's bigger things on the horizon for Jacob. Hopefully he win the Royal Rumble next year and get to be in a main event for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Definitely not a Solo Sikoa fan, never been. Is it just me, or did Solo lose some of his aura when he started talking? Back when he used to just do this and just sit there and chill. I just thought he was a badass. Now that he's talking, he's kind of goofy, and it's like Jacob really stole his shine as far as like, oh, you got this guy, this next Samoan guy that's really like that guy. And he's everything to me that Solo wishes he was. He got the ring skills, he got the catchphrases, he just got the aura. And Solo just got a bunch of people in his corner helping him win matches all the time because he can't win himself. But yeah. Only thing I didn't like about this match, outside of my boy Jacob not getting the United States Championship back, even though I knew that it was the right thing for Solo to win, was I didn't like the fact that Solo kicked out of 2 of Jacob Fatu's mighty moonsaults. He kicked out of 2 of the moonsaults. Like, wow. Like, that was the first time that anybody has ever kicked out of Jacob's moonsault. I felt like that should have been saved for like a WrestleMania. Even though SummerSlam is the real deal, I feel like it should have been saved for like him winning the World Championship or the WWE Championship, like not just in the United States Championship match. And Solo shouldn't have been the person to kick out of his mighty moonsault, let alone 2 of them. But that's the only thing I really didn't like. Solid match, the right person won to further storyline. Next, you got the semi-main event, which was Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Men's Intercontinental Championship. I am not a Dominic Mysterio fan at all. Never have been. I feel like he's super slow, especially for a luchador. He got to be the slowest luchador of all time. And he got a frog splash for a finisher. How original, like how generic. Like, I'm a big fan of originality in life and wrestling and music and everything. And if you're gonna do something, like I can't stand everybody doing spears and super kicks, but if you're going to do something that everybody else is doing, make it your own. You know what I'm saying? Like Braun Breaker, he done made that spear his own with the way he run the ropes and the way he run around the ring and do it. And, just the extra little things that he do to make it great, like the viciousness of it. You know what I'm saying? Just like Bobby Lashley when he was doing the spear. Sometimes he'd do it off the middle rope and, he'll rotate with it and do it. And, even Edge's spear looks a little different. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Dominic's frog splash is generic. It's not as good as Eddie's. It's damn sure not good as RVD's. It's not even as good as D'Lo Brown's lowdown. Logan Paul do a better frog splash than Dom. Like, I just don't see what the big deal is about Dominic Mysterio. I know he has the aura and people like him, and they probably about to make him the face of AAA and probably give him the AAA Mega Championship or whatever. Okay, good, but I'm just not a Dominic Mysterio guy. I feel like what I thought was going to happen was, I did like the build for this match. I liked all the stuff AJ was doing as the janitor and as the, all the different stuff he was doing, all the different ways he was dressing up to mess with Dom's head and to get in his head. Like, I really enjoyed this feud and the build up to it. And I thought that AJ should have won here, and he didn't, because I'm like, what y'all gonna make Dominic a double champion? Why not have him lose the Intercontinental Championship if he's gonna be the AAA champion? But I guess he's gonna be a double champion. And the way that he won, well, I love like all of the Eddie Guerrero references and the way that AJ came out, and I loved it. Like, I really loved everything that they did to pay tribute to Eddie Guerrero, up to and including, the conclusion of the match, which was Dom loosening his boot coming loose, and that being the reason why he won the match, a la WrestleMania 20, Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle. What was weird to me was Dominic cheating to beat AJ by hitting him in his head with a boot. Like, what's the difference between hitting somebody in the head with a boot and doing a big boot? Like, to me, that wasn't enough to where it was like, oh, AJ should have lost. Like, if he would have low blowed AJ or used the ropes or pulled his tights or something like that, I would be like, oh yeah, he cheated to beat him. But for me, hitting somebody with a shoe and hitting somebody with a big boot is the same exact thing. And that's how AJ lost. Well, Dom went up and did his little weak generic frog splash. But yeah, other than that, it was a solid match. I feel like it could have been a little better. Like, I was expecting Dom to do that spot where he do a suicide dive into the tornado DDT. I mean, this is SummerSlam. Like, why not pull out all the stops. You know what I'm saying? I feel like both of them could have brought it more. This definitely wasn't one of the better Intercontinental Championship matches that I've ever seen on SummerSlam, you know, or even on Raw or SmackDown, or, you know what I'm saying, a random pay-per-view. But I was slightly let down by this match, but it was okay. I felt like the wrong person won, but, you know, I don't make the decisions. Moving on to our main event of night 2 of SummerSlam, you got Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus the former Doctor of Thugonomics, the leader of the C Nation, John Cena. Now, I have always been a John Cena fan ever since, well, not always, but I would say I've been a John Cena fan up until I'm still a John Cena fan, but I first started being a John Cena fan as soon as he started rapping. When he was that generic John Cena, you know, just wearing them regular trunks to the ring and all of that stuff, and I wasn't a fan. But as soon as he started rapping, he's been my guy ever since late 2002, early 2003, up until now. It's crazy because I'm not a big fan of his silver screen work. It's not that I don't think he can act, it's just that I'm just not interested in him as an actor. I'm actually interested in The Rock as an actor. Just not John Cena. I'm interested in him as a wrestler and, you know, as a rapper. Funny story. Me and two of my homeboys back in the day when I was in the 10th grade actually went around the college campus collecting beer cans and bottles just so I could have enough money to buy John Cena's rap album, his debut rap album, You Can't See Me, which he did with his cousin, The Trademark. Great album, by the way. I even had my mama listening to that album. I still got that album on my iTunes to this day. It's incredible. I wish he could have came up with a second album, for real. That album was great. And it went platinum, too. So, you know, he sold more records than a lot of these rappers out here. And it was a legit great album. Part of me is kind of sad that he's leaving at the end of this year, but another part of me is I can tell that, you know, he's not the wrestler that he used to be. He walks different, he stands different. I can tell that wrestling all this time then took its toll on him, even though he, you know, has been part-time for a while now. And, you know, I love the fact that John Cena is really showing these guys how to be a part-timer. He's a way better part-timer than Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul. He's showing these guys this is what it means to be part-time. You know what I'm saying? I am of the mindset that this has not been the greatest heel turn in the world, but I actually liked this heel turn, and I wish that it would have lasted longer because it apparently ended on SmackDown Friday night. And it seems to be legit. He seems to be back full-fledged face. I thought they was trying to pull a fast one on us, and I didn't feel like the face turn was legit. And I'm just he got something up his sleeve. But this match showed us that he's a face now. And I felt like John Cena, I was in a tough spot. I felt like he should have won, but I also felt dang, you can't have Cody lose again because Cody is the guy. He is the new face that runs the place. What I thought was going to happen was I thought Cody was going to lose and be protected. I thought that they were just playing with us and trying to throw us a fastball and try to trick us into throwing shots at The Rock and Travis Scott, even though they didn't really say their name. But we know who they was talking about on SmackDown. And I actually thought that The Rock and Travis Scott would show up at SummerSlam and cost Cody the match and interfere. And I thought that's how Cody, because it's how can anybody complain that Cody lost if it took John Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott to beat him? But it was a great match. I feel like this might be the last great classic match in John Cena's life. I didn't think John Cena had this in him. But he, you know, showed me something. I just thought his days of having classic matches were over. And he showed me something. He proved me wrong. This was a great match. I have zero complaints. This is a classic match. If I was Dave Meltzer, I would give this match a 5 stars. It was everything that I thought it would be, except for I just didn't think John Cena was going to lose. You know, I really thought he was going to win. and I thought they were going to pull a fast one on us, and they didn't. Cody won, and it's crazy. Like, I was like, things don't really surprise me in wrestling anymore. I was legit surprised when John Cena kicked out of the Crossroads trifecta. Nobody kicks out of the Crossroads trifecta. When he hits those 3 Crossroads in a row, it's over. Like, he kicked out of it. On top of all the other stuff he went through in the match, on top of, I believe, Cody had hit 1 or 2 Crossroads before he did the Crossroads trifecta. So it took like 5 or 6 Crossroads to finally put John Cena down, which is crazy. And John Cena literally hit the FU, because I hate calling it the attitude adjustment. John Cena hit the FU about 8 times, legit. Like, I was counting. It was at least 7 times, no more than 8 times he hit that thing, including a super AA attitude adjustment FU off the top rope. This match was crazy. It had me on the edge of my seat. I literally sat up on the bed like, what? John Cena kicked out of the Crossroads trifecta, and then after the 7th or 8th FU, I was like, what? Cody kicked out? Like, you can't have Cody lose to John Cena clean, fair, and square? Like, what's going on? Where's The Rock at? Where's Travis Scott at? The match is everything I wanted it to be, and even though I felt like I wanted more of John Cena's heel run, and I felt like it could have been even better. And I felt like, I just wish Travis Scott and The Rock would have been involved here somehow. The match was so good, I don't even have any complaints. I just wish that John Cena was still a heel. And I wish he would have, remained a heel until maybe, November. Maybe October-ish, November-ish. I feel like he could have did so much more, but his heel run is over with, and so is his title reign. And great match. Cody's the champion again. I won't complain about that because, Cody is cool. You know what I'm saying? John Cena's my boy. But I know it's the end for John Cena. And great match. And at the end, Brock Lesnar came back. And it just completely threw me for a loop. I'm like, what? I'm thinking like it's about to be over with. I'm about to cut off because I was watching on my phone because I was in the bed, trying to make sure my son stayed asleep. And so I didn't want to come out here and watch it on my TV. And when he came out, that completely threw me for a loop. I'm like, whoa, I guess it's safe for him to come back now. He came back, gave John Cena the F5, and so I guess John Cena is about to feud with Brock Lesnar one final time. So overall, I'm looking at these matches. Overall, I'm gonna give this SummerSlam. I'm gonna give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. 2 of the matches weren't. Becky and Lyra with that zip spot. Solo Jacob. I'm gonna give this SummerSlam. I'm gonna give it a B-. I gave SummerSlam Night 1 a D. I'm gonna give this one a B-. If Lyra didn't, I don't know if Becky didn't tie her hands tight enough or what, but if that spot didn't happen, and if Solo and Jacob was a little better, and the small little botch on the TLC, if those things didn't happen, then I could have potentially given this SummerSlam Night 2 an A. But I'm gonna give it a B-. Too good to be a C, too good to be average, but I give it a B-, man. I said this video was gonna be shorter, but it actually ended up being longer than the one I did yesterday. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Wrestling fans, tap in with me, man. Stay tuned, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.